Welcome back. Last time we did the body of Christ picture, and we have 5 people on it as well, but there's still a lot of empty spaces around the picture. So today we are going to fill those up, and I'll show you how to do it as well. Let's get started. Materials we'll need: pencil, eraser, and sharpie, some sticky notes, some skin tone color pencils, and a bunch of other color pencils, glue stick, scissors. First, I like to use a large sticky note to test my locations of my speech bubble. This is the first one, the larger one at the top, and then another large one in the middle. And lastly, the last large one will be at the bottom of my body of Christ picture. And seeing the corner has smaller gaps, I like to use a smaller speech bubble. This step is optional, it's only for testing, but once I'm satisfied with all the locations of the speech bubble, then I like to start drawing them. For now, I'm going to trace only the top parts of the speech bubble, and I want to look at the location of where I should draw the little triangle shape. The next one I'm drawing is going to be a little different from the sticky notes that I have used, because I don't really like the shape. So I changed it to my own speech bubble shape. And of course, if you do not have sticky notes that is in the shape of a speech bubble, you can freehand draw your own speech bubble as well. Just keep in mind that it's big enough for you to draw a drawing inside. As you can see, when I'm drawing a speech bubble, I want to look at the direction and angle of the little pointy thing that points at the person. As you can see, I'm changing the pointy thing as I'm drawing each one of them. So I'm checking the location and how I should point to the person that I need to draw. I want to draw how each person uses his or her gifts to help others, and this is going to be the first one here. The first one, I'm going to start with drawing the same girl, same hairstyle, same face shape, but this time I'm going to draw a little bit of the body. Her arm is stretched out, holding a gift in her hands, and she's passing this gift to someone she cares about. This might or might not be her friend, but is someone that she cares about. The next one, again, I'm going to draw the same character that I see on the body of Christ picture. But this time I draw her profile, so that means her side of her face. And she apparently is kicking a soccer ball. A soccer ball is made of pentagon and hexagon. And who is she trying to play with? This is another child who is sitting alone under a tree. So now I'm going to draw his legs. As you can see, his legs are tucked in. So it's different from a standing pose. And here's a little background that I like to include in the drawing. The third one now, I will follow the same character on my third picture from the body of Christ picture. This is a grandma. So I'm going to repeat her hairstyle now. And this time, I include part of her body, but she seems to be holding on to something. On the side, I'm going to draw a baby. This baby doesn't have a lot of hair, and he is sitting down. And what is in this block? Yes, it's a letter block. She is trying to teach this baby how to say the letter G. I wonder what it stands for. The fourth one now is the one in the middle of the body of Christ picture. Remember the boy with blonde hair? He seems to be throwing something onto the ground. That's correct. That's a seed, and he's planting. And this is the last one, the one with mustache. Notice how I changed the shape of the eyes. This time, he is really happy. His arm is stretched out, and he seems to be holding onto that's correct, a boomstick. And he seems to be sweeping the floor as well. That is very helpful. After we have finished drawing 5 speech bubble, now we can start tracing it with a sharpie or with a very ultra fine marker. Be careful because we cannot erase marker. I also like to use this time to include some of the details that I might have missed with pencil sketch. For example, the block, I included some border. Afterward, I'm going to trace my speech bubble. And also, I added an extra border for my speech bubble as well. Just like last time, we added the border around the circle, remember? After everything's traced, I like to erase the pencil lines so that it's nice and clean. Time to color the pictures in. Remember to use the same color for the character, same skin tone for the characters that we're coloring. For example, the one with mustache has a medium skin tone, while the blonde hair boy and the orange hair girl has a lighter skin tone. I also use this opportunity to color in the hands, the arms, or sometimes the legs. And of course, if the skin tone is the same, the hair color should be the same as well. So this is why I'm using the orange for the two girls here. And then the bottom one is white, so I'm not going to color that. This one is yellow because it represents the middle character. And this one is black, which represents the character on the right side. And as I was saying earlier, each person in the picture here is using his or her talents or gifts to help others or the environment. Let's say the one from the top left corner, the first one, she's giving a gift to others. Maybe she has the ability to be generous to others. That's her gift. The second one, the girl is trying to play soccer with a boy. Maybe the boy is lonely. So I think the second girl is very caring. Now on the third one, she may be very reliable. That's her talent. She's taking care of babies or younger kids. And the one on the top right, the fourth one, he's very environmental friendly. That's a gift as well. And the last one is the one who is sweeping the floor, and definitely he is really helpful. And of course, that's a talent as well. So what we're trying to draw here is different kind of personality, you can say, or different kind of talents and gifts, and how we can use these talents and gifts that has been given to us to help others. And it's not limited to these examples. There are tons and tons of different ways you can use the same talents and gifts, but in different ways. So feel free to draw your own method. In the following few minutes, I'm going to keep coloring all the speech bubbles in and try to include some colors for the background. Do keep in mind that there are borders around each speech bubble. That means that the speech bubble will be following the same border color as the character. For example, the top left girl, she has a green border. I'm going to use the same type of green for her speech bubble. And then the one in the middle has a black border. Then I'm going to use a black border for the boy that is planting. That means the background should be a different color from the border, otherwise it's hard to see there's a border. You cannot tell which one is the border and which one is the background of the speech bubble. For example, this one here, I'm using a blue background, but the border is black, so that is okay. And then for example, the next one, I do not want to use a red for the background of this sweeping board because he's gonna have a red border. So instead I'm going to use a green for the background. When I finish coloring all the pictures inside the speech bubble, I'm going to color in the borders. And once everything's done in colors, I want to cut out my speech bubbles. Be careful not to cut through the little pointy thing, the little triangle at the bottom or on the side of your speech bubble. For younger kids, you might want to ask your parents to help you cut out the speech bubbles. After you cut everything out, now it's time to glue the speech bubbles onto our Body of Christ picture. First, I remove the sticky notes, and then I apply some glue at the back. Be sure to add glue on the little pointy parts, otherwise it may come off. Now you'll notice that my speech bubble is on top of the middle character, and that is alright. We're not covering the character entirely, we're only covering the border, or even just covering parts and very small parts of the character is okay. Now remember, this are only 5 examples of ways we can use our talents and gifts. So I encourage you to think of your own ways on how you use your talents and gifts. Of course, you may draw out how you use those talents onto this picture, onto the speech bubbles. Now this is finished. If you have any other ideas, be sure to comment and let me know. Thank you for watching.